and welcome back to A Moment with Hales. Tonight we are going to do a little Twilight garden tour. It was so hot today I had to wait until the evening to come out to show you what's going on in the garden. We have a ton of items growing. I'm excited to show you guys. We also will talk about some of the chores that I'm doing in the garden. We're basically midway through the gardening season, and a few things that I'm considering as I'm getting ready for my fall planting as well. So I'm excited to show you. Let's get started. Right now, I am just kind of going through my green beans and cleaning up some of the dead leaves that I'm seeing. We've had something munching away, but I am seeing a lot of flowers on here, so I'm getting ready for my third harvest, I think, of the summer. And just a reminder, I am in zone 7B for gardening, and that means I have a pretty decently long gardening season. But if you are in zone 7B, you do have a little extra time if you want to put some more green beans in the ground or do a couple other things. Our growing time is really good, so you can definitely add a few more things to the garden. Even some tomato plants too. I would be audacious enough to try those. I had tomatoes till November last year. I do see some flowers happening, so hopefully they'll get pollinated and I'll be able to get at least one more round of green beans. I think from my little patch here, I canned 15, I think, cans of green beans, and then just had some too that we cooked for dinner or whatever. So I'm hoping I'll get another little harvest, maybe two, out of what we have left here in our bed. And just a reminder, specifically in regards to green beans, if you do want to save some seeds for next season, which I highly recommend, I have done jade green beans, bush beans here, and they've done really well. I'm out of seeds, so I want to make sure I save these. What you'll do is leave the pod on the actual plant until it turns brown. You can shake it. If you hear the seeds moving around, you know that they're ready to take out, and then save it for the next season. So make sure you pay attention as we're getting through midway through the gardening season when your next harvest is going to be for your green beans, and then make sure you save some on the plant if you want to save your seeds for next year. This is the first year that I did herbs, and this bed has exploded, which I'm really, really happy with. But I need to figure out what to do with all of these. That's going to be kind of my quest. My eucalyptus looks gorgeous, so I'm very proud of my little eucalyptus there, and I have a couple other ones down there. This is lemon balm. So I have a ton of lemon balm. I've heard of lemon balm tea and different things, so I'm going to have to look that up. Lavender as well. So I have lavender here. I have a sort of spearmint and mint growing up as well. I have my basil here. I have some weeds, it looks like. I also have some chamomile started here, which I'm excited about. I have some more mint here. And then we also have parsley as well, which is going really good. All the way back. The parsley spread quite a bit. And then my dill has officially gone to flower, which you can see here. So my herb garden, I'm really happy with. Oh, I have oregano somewhere in here too. I think this is the oregano, yeah. And I think it's down here too. So a ton of different herbs. I've been drying them, but I'm still trying to figure out everything else I can do with them. But I've been really excited with this herb garden. I have my long stem flowers are finally having a little bit of color coming out. I planted these months ago and they just have not been super successful. So I'm glad to see a few of them are actually coming out. I do see a little problem here though, which we've been having, is this stupid Japanese beetle. We have been having so many bug problems, so let me take care of that. Okay, I mitigated that threat, and I have not had such an issue until this year with bugs in my garden. I have cucumber beetles for the first time, squash beetles for the first time, or squash bugs, whatever they're called, and then Japanese beetles. So we've had a ton of different challenges when it comes to critters, I guess, or bugs in our garden, and I don't like it. So I've been researching ways to organically get rid of these little bugs that I don't want in my garden. And I realized that birds, and specifically for Japanese beetles, but other insects as well, birds actually will eat them and help mitigate the threat to my growing crops. So I was on the quest to look for some bird feeders and different things that will make my garden environment a little more welcoming to my feathered friends. And I partnered with Kingsyard. They sent me this bird feeder to try. They were really kind to do that. It's squirrel-proof, it's really cute, and they have some other really cute options on their website as well. They have hummingbird feeders, they have all sorts of things to get you in touch with nature. So we are offering 20% off with my code MOMENT20 if you do want to get a little bird feeder for your garden to help mitigate your pests. That would be a good idea. Or if you just want to get one to view nature and look at the beautiful birds, you can do that too. But I'll link it below. It's also in my bio. It's their little Amazon storefront. It's called Kingsyard Moment 20. But I'm excited to help hopefully organically keep down the pests from my garden and have it help me for years to come. Moving on to my tomato plants. This tomato plant is looking beautiful, but it just keeps producing flowers, but I feel like it's not getting pollinated. I don't know. There's some more flowers up here. It just hasn't produced a ton of tomatoes. I've heard that this year tomatoes are slow moving, so I don't know if it's the weather that we had or what's going on. This is also the plant that has some issues. You can see the top is, I don't know if that's called, I know blossom rot is a thing, but is there like a top rot? Is that a thing? I'm not sure. But this tomato looks ready to pick. So, oh look, yeah, wow, it really split, didn't it? See, that happens sometimes. I think a lot of this has to do with inconsistent watering when it does blossom rot or calcium deficiency maybe in the soil. I'm not sure what specific the deficiency is, but let's give this to the chickens. Hi, girly. Like it? Yeah. There you go. I think they're all really gonna like it. It's fresh, isn't it? Farm fresh from the garden for the girlies. This other tomato plant is falling over. As you can see, it grew up way taller than the cage and I don't have anything else to support it, but it's still producing quite a bit of tomatoes. This one has produced much better than the other one, and the tomatoes, oops, they look like they're in much better condition. So I'm excited for these. Hopefully they'll continue. That looks like a monster one in there. Let's see from this angle. Oh yeah, that's probably my biggest tomato I'm gonna have. So that tomato's looking good. So this tomato plant is doing all right. It's also one that I have in a pot as well. And my husband wanted to do them in pots because they take up so much space, but I feel like they need more support than this for next year because I love the tomatoes. And I don't know, I've just heard from other people that this has been a hard year for tomatoes. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'm gonna say that it is because they're taking forever. I also love to see the pop of color that the sunflowers bring to the garden. These sunflowers were not part of my normal heirloom seeds that I get, and I feel like I can tell that they're just struggling, or it could just be because we've had such a buggy year, which we've never really had before. But over here, I have these sunflowers and they just keep flopping over. I have these sunflowers here as well that have not started opening yet. These were dwarf sunflowers, so I knew they wouldn't be quite as tall. The cucamelons are already, you guys can see that, the cucamelons are crawling all over them. But I'm thinking that it's a bug issue since my sunflowers just aren't doing as well. I used to have big, vibrant sunflowers, but we'll see. Next year I'll try again. This one was just kind of a short-lived harvest this year for the sunflowers. Also, I didn't know this, my older brother told me this because he gardens as well, but he told me that sunflowers are really good to plant because they will take the bad stuff out of the soil. It's almost like a cleanse for the soil. It will pull out the toxins in it when it's actually planted, so it does help with your dirt. I didn't know that, so just for pollinating and then also for cleaning out your dirt and just so they're pretty. It's always a good reason to have sunflowers in the garden. Okay, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite thing that's happening right now in the garden. Are you ready? I literally have hanging cucumbers and melons. I have been wanting a trellis like this with fruit hanging down, or vegetables, whatever, hanging down the arch forever. I've been seeing so many online and now I'm excited that I can enter the club. The melon have really started taking off. You see I have one here, I have one hanging there, one's hanging down, a couple are actually hanging down there. I have a little one hanging up here. These are just like musk melons. They're miniature little melons. I have this one, which is probably gonna be ready pretty soon. I have this melon here as well. Another melon here as well. So we have just a ton of melons taking off. They are my favorite, my husband's favorite thing. I like them too, but I plant them specifically for him. And I'm excited for him to hopefully try some and enjoy them. We have another one going here. So hopefully they'll continue to go all throughout the season. And I love seeing them hang. I think it's just so fun. Now, as far as cucumbers go, we have a ton of cucumbers that are ready to harvest. So we are gonna work on getting those out. You can see I'm very concerned, since I keep finding cucumber beetles, that this might be the end of my trellis, but we'll see. But let me go ahead and pull out what cucumbers we have ready to harvest, because it looks like we have quite a few. So as I'm going through and harvesting my cucumbers, I do go through quite often and prune any leaves that are looking yellowed. Usually by the end of my season, the bottom of my cucumber, or really trellising plants, is looking really mangled and kind of gross. There's not a ton of leaves that I leave at the bottom. When they're yellowing or if they're browning, I go through and prune them off at the bottom and kind of work my way up. Usually the bottom is looking a little bit emptier and the top is looking lush and full. I have not had huge success with cucumbers. This is my first year that I feel really comfortable with how my cucumbers turned out. It could be because I've learned a little bit along the way, or it could be because I planted like 12 cucumber plants because I figured they kept failing. More would be better. There'd be more to fail and more not to fail. So I did plant quite a few this year, more than I usually do. But a piece of advice that I have for people, if it's been raining a lot, I just go through and prune off any leaves that I feel like look yellow or anything that looks diseased, just to keep the airflow at the bottom. If you're also in zone 7B like me, you have a long gardening season. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get this cucumber out because it is on top of this trellis. I'll figure that out. But if you're in zone 7B like me and you have a long gardening season, I wanted to do succession planting this year for my cucumbers, and I kind of forgot because it just got busy in this season. But what I need to do is write down for myself and remind myself next year around mid-July, I should have my seedlings ready to put out. So I definitely am gonna make a note for that, maybe to start them at the end of June so we can put them out for a second planting, especially if my cucumbers aren't doing well like I've had in years past. So I have friends who've been growing cucumbers this year in Virginia and they've had a hard time with it too. So my little advice from the one successful year I've had of my 4 years of gardening, I would make sure you're pruning regularly, maybe plant a little more than what you think you might need. Make sure they also get morning sun, they're watered consistently, and then also maybe have a second planting season ready to go if you're in a longer season for planting. I do feel for my friends who live in Michigan. I have a lot of friends who are gardeners in Michigan, and that is a really short growing season. So I just think that's a really intense short amount of time to be planting. So I'm happy that I'm in Virginia. I have a little bit longer season. I can usually do phase 1 and then phase 2 of my summer garden and then start my fall garden as well. This is what I pruned out of my gardens, and this is what I got out of my cucumbers. My lettuce bed is looking a little sad, but it is on purpose that I'm allowing it to be so crazy. So we started our second round of lettuce for the summer right here, and they haven't taken off a ton, but they're getting there. I'm hoping that they'll get a little bit larger soon. The other lettuce I am allowing to go to seed. So what that means is I need to let it go all the way to plant, to flower, and now have these little white things on top of them, and that is where the seeds come from because I want to save the seeds for next year. So I'm going to let those continue to produce a little bit and then get some seeds and save them. You also can just allow the seeds to fall directly into your bed because lettuce will reseed for next year, which is nice. This lettuce is doing the same thing. It's officially fallen over. I see some white on it though. You guys probably do too. The little white, I don't know what the formal name is, but the little puff white part is what you want, and that is where the seed is going to come out of the lettuce. So I am letting it also reseed itself in my bed, and then I'll be saving it. There's another lettuce that I started too, and then I will be pulling them out and doing my fall lettuce, spinach, and kale, and that's what I'll be putting in this bed. This was a brand new tomato variety, and I have not tried it yet, but my husband said they're ready, so let's try one of these. I don't remember what this variety was, but let's see. They're good. Oh, they're fresh. I need to get some more of those. Those are really good. I don't know what they are, but they're good. This is another good example. I've not been being a good gardener. You guys can see all the yellowing leaves. See all this like right here. I usually come out, I will probably come out tomorrow morning because it's just too hot right now. But I will come out this morning and pull all of those yellow leaves off because I don't want the plant giving any energy towards those leaves. I only want the plant giving energy towards the delicious fruit. I am trying to beat the sun, so we need to hurry it up here. But we have the sugar baby watermelons, which have taken off in the heat. We have a few different ones started. The sugar babies are just personalized size little watermelons. Oh, there's 2 in here. I didn't even see this other one. So we've got 2 there, and it looks like we have this one here, which is looking really good. I've read online that you want to check for the closest tendril to it to be dead. So I don't even see which, I guess it'd be maybe one up there. I don't even see a tendril on this. So I don't know. You have to look for the closest tendril to be dead to know it's ready, or it's supposed to have a big spot on it. So this one's looking good, and I think we have another one. Yes, right here as well. So I love growing the sugar baby watermelons. I just think they're really, on the back side, we have one more here. I'm just seeing that one. I'm not seeing any other ones back on this side of the trellis yet. We have our showstopper cucamelons. These things are just wild. I did a video on how I planted them if you want to go ahead and check it out, but this trellis is just incredible. If you want something that is going to trellis like a beast, the cucamelons are definitely the way to go. I have said before, I don't love the flavor of them. We did pickle them, they were okay, but if you're looking for a showstopper in your garden, I mean, just like, look at this. It's truly beautiful. So I will probably plant it again, even though I don't love the flavor, just because I think the look is amazing. I'm surprised, but my second round of carrots are still hanging on. So I'm gonna let these go as long as they are growing. I thought in the heat they would just die off, but they're hanging on. So we'll see what ends up happening with the carrots. So I do have my onion bed, which we already picked a bunch of the onions. I think I showed you guys that last week, but I did pick some more onions yesterday here, and they are looking really great. I just have a few left here in this bed. I'm waiting for them to officially fall over, and then I think I am going to, for the fall garden in this bed, either do carrots or potatoes. I'm leaning towards doing an entire huge bed of carrots here for my fall season. I did add green peppers to my garden this year. If you've been watching, you know I don't like peppers. I feel like they take forever. I feel like I never get a good harvest. I had a really good feeling about these peppers because I tried really hard, but my peppers, I don't know if anyone has advice for me. I never do well with peppers. People are obsessed with peppers. I don't know why. They never turn out. But these peppers have been growing and they look really beautiful, but they are filled with blossom rot, if that's even what it's called with peppers. They are brown at the bottom. They're mushy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm obviously doing something wrong. My thought could be maybe I overpiled this bed. I overfilled it with too many things. But I looked it up. Peppers and sunflowers are supposed to grow well together. My other thought is maybe I'm waiting too long to actually pick them. So I went ahead and just picked this pepper. I guess maybe it looks like it's ready. It doesn't have any brown on it. So this is probably the most successful pepper that I've had this entire season. So I'm really glad I planted 6 pepper plants to get this. If anyone has advice for peppers, I would love to hear it because I really want to be able to do it. And unfortunately, I think it might be time to say goodbye to this zucchini plant. I got 1 zucchini off of it last week. Everything just looks like it's suffering greatly, and I think it's these squash bugs. So I will still spray. I'm using some organic spray, which I still don't love, but I have to do something because squash bugs are a nightmare. They will come back next year. So I'm gonna have to tarp it this season and probably get rid of this dirt, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think I only got like 4 zucchini, which is really sad. I made 1 round of zucchini bread, but I guess, I don't know if I can plant them in the fall. Maybe I should research that. Okay, I'm getting eaten alive out here, so we're gonna wrap up, but I got some cherry tomatoes too, which are looking really good. I've been making a cherry tomato, cucumber, mozzarella with like olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and basil salad. It is so good. So let me show you guys one more thing. Let's do one more thing and then I'm gonna wrap up. we're going to end with my favorite thing to do, going on a watermelon hunt. Let's see how many we can find. We tried to tarp this area, but the weeds just got away from us this year, and I know it's a little dangerous or treacherous, but we are gonna walk through to see if we can find any watermelons started. These are full watermelons. Oh, I already see one. Full disclosure, oh, look at this one. It's looking good. I'm so nervous about them, but they're looking okay. Full disclosure, this year I forgot to start watermelon seeds, so these were seedlings I got from a local store. And I did not start these by seed. I just want to make sure you guys know that. Let's see if we can see any other over here. Oh, there's one. Got two so far. I have gone through and weeded back here, which you wouldn't know, but I did. Also, this was my asparagus. You can see some of the asparagus is still underneath here. I'm wondering if they'll hold on. That's asparagus. But I was dumb and planted them right next to my watermelons. I don't know what I was thinking, but I got really stressed and just put them in the ground, and I don't think asparagus is gonna last, but we'll see what happens. Oh my goodness, you guys see that one over there? It's hanging off the corn. I also don't think my corn is gonna do well this year. They have Japanese beetles all over them, so I'm not sure. They're looking really small too, and the watermelon have just climbed up. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that one that's gone all the way through the corn, but that's fun. So yeah, so there's another watermelon, and I think, yeah, there's a tiny little one here. I don't know, that one feels a little squishy. I'm not sure if that's gonna make it. I love growing watermelon, and my husband doesn't really care either way, but I think next year we are going to be expanding. We're just talking about it, but I don't know for sure, into the front yard and possibly doing an entire watermelon patch out there. So I will keep you guys posted. Okay, yep, there's one right here. That one's looking good. Let's see if there's any more. I thought there was one more over here, but I could be wrong. Watermelon just takes a long time. I'm not seeing any more outside the fence area here. I don't know, how many was that? Like 5? Not very many for all this craziness, but we'll see. It's still, I guess, a little bit early for watermelon, but I'll be happy even if we get a couple. Finally, I wanted to show you guys some of the fall stuff I have started. I have some broccoli that have started. They need to get replanted. They're looking a little leggy, so we need to get those planted. I also have some squash inside. I'm getting ready to start kale. I've heard you can grow celery in the fall, so I think I'm gonna try celery. We're gonna do another round of carrots, potatoes, and I wanna try cabbage as well. So I'm getting excited to be planting my fall garden. This year I tried to be strategic in where I planted everything, so I knew where I would have extra space to put fall things in as well. Fall lettuce too, and spinach if I didn't say that. So I'm excited we're at the season where we can kind of start thinking about fall, and I really would like to get to the point where we're growing something all year round, so it's something to look forward to. Oh, I also heard you can do snap peas too, so I might do snap peas as well coming up in the fall, so we'll see what happens. But that is the end of my garden tour. It's looking just so beautiful. We've definitely hit the point in the season where it's just, I love it, and I just can't believe I've been working on this since February, and I still just, it's amazing to me, you guys. A tiny little seed, if you watch any of my seed starting videos, I mean, just one tiny seed can not only produce a plant, but produce a plant that produces so many plants that it would feed you for time and time again and years to come. I can save all of these seeds. I have heirloom seeds. I can save all of them and feed my family continually year after year just from this one harvest. One plant can feed your family for a lifetime. It's truly amazing and incredible. And once you get everything established, a cheaper way to live and function, because you can continually use the same seeds from the same plant year after year. It's so much fun. I highly recommend it, even if you just have one bed, a windowsill with some pots and herbs, whatever. It's just such a fun activity, something amazing to do. It gets you in touch with nature. You get to see God's creation at work. I could go on and on. It's so much fun, and it's independent. You're being somewhat independent away from corporations and providing for yourself, self-sufficiency, which I believe in too. So anyways, okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Happy weekend, friends. It is so hot. I can't wait to go inside. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you soon.